Hello, everyone. Welcome. I am Linda Israel, and thank you so very much for coming to my live stream here on YouTube. I greatly appreciate your support and for taking the time to come here and hang out. There are a few things that I want to go over before the actual live started, so this is a recording. First of all, I want to make sure that you like this video and subscribe, so give it a thumbs up. I greatly appreciate that. When you subscribe, make sure you hit that notification bell up in the corner. That way you'll get a notification whenever I upload a video. I have a broadcast post or even a live stream. If you're watching this video as a replay and you're on a computer, look for the little gear at the bottom. You can change the speed to speed it up. Or if you're on a mobile device, look for the little three dots and usually you can change the playback speed there. My live streams generally last about 2 hours. They can go as long as 3 hours. It kind of depends on what we're working on that day and how the feedback is in the chat. While you're watching, you earn junk bucks. So if you are here in order to get those junk bucks accumulating, go ahead and type hello in the chat and my little bot, Junkie Joe, will see you and then you'll start accruing junk bucks. And you're wondering, well, what do I do with those junk bucks? Well, you can accumulate those, and once you have 2,000 of them, you can type !award and you can redeem them for a $10 off coupon to my shop. You can earn junk bucks while you're here and when you are chatting, as well as when you play the in-chat game. So look for those as they come up, and if you make a donation. For those of you that make a donation during my live stream, make sure that you go over to my website at lindaisrael.com, and if you haven't already done so, create a user account. When you make a donation during my live stream, basically you're buying a membership to my website and to the live stream. In my opinion, what we're doing is you're accumulating that money in my account. Thank you for that donation. And as a reward, you will get 5% off your orders at lindaisrael.com. And during the live stream, if I have a journal that I'm giving away at the very end, you are eligible to win that journal. Anybody that makes a donation gets into that drawing by manually typing in the raffle at the end, but then you also get the discount membership on my website. Thank you to Robin, who is my administrator during the live stream. She helps me out with answering questions as well as giving information. She is also my administrator over at the Friendly Junk Journal People Facebook group. If you haven't joined that group, please do. We'd love to have you over there. You're welcome to share what you're working on. Speaking of sharing, during the live today, you can speak up in the chat and say, hey, I have a YouTube channel. You will not be able to share your link to your channel, but you can at least say, hey, my name is, and this is what I do. And then your friends that come into the chat can follow each other. Let's keep the chat upbeat, friendly, and helpful. If you will be kind to those that are here. If you have a question, put it in all caps and I'll do my best to answer those. The chat sometimes goes pretty fast, so I don't always see it, so do ask again. And at the same time, if you're in the chat and you know the answer to somebody's question, please speak up and give them the answer. Check the description box for links to products that I share today. Yes, I am an Amazon affiliate, which means I do get a commission on items that you purchase through my link. If you're going to buy something anyway, I greatly appreciate it. It does not cost you any extra. It just gives me a little bit of a commission, which helps me buy products to show you here. If you win one of the raffles, you can start right now by typing !raffle. Do make sure that you go over to my website, and if you haven't already created a user account, that way I will have your contact information so I can send you your prize. I am starting a raffle right now that is for 200 junk bucks, so you can get well on your way to accumulating your junk bucks. Let's have some fun today and let's get started. Thanks everybody for being here. Hello, everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Let me get situated here. Hello. What's going on? There's things in the way. Got to get them out of the way. Hello, everybody. I hope you're well. Hope you're having an amazing day and that you had an amazing week. I've been staying busy myself and trying to get things ready for living life daily. It seems like there's always something that we have to do. I think I told y'all last week that Hercules had to go to the vet, and he ended up having oral surgery, I guess you could say, because he had his teeth cleaned, and he had seven of his teeth pulled because he is an elder dog. You know, you don't know until you've had a critter that as they get older that they, have to have things done. And since Hercules will be 15 in August, he needed to get his teeth cleaned, and I could tell that a couple of them were probably loose and needed to be removed, and so they removed 7 of them. So, oh my goodness. Hello, Sheila and Leah. So glad that you are here. Hey, if you're watching and you haven't spoke up in the chat, please do so. I think Jennifer, I wonder where Jennifer is. She may have forgotten already. She may have got distracted. Maybe I should send her a message and say, hey, where are you? She'll probably come back. Oh, yeah. Let's see. Live. All right, so maybe she'll come back. Yeah, I've already spoke to her earlier today. Robin had to work, and she had to cover for someone who called in sick at where she works online, and so she's taking care of that today. So it'll just be us today. I want to thank y'all for sharing your afternoon with me. So I've been working on a Peacock journal. Yeah, don't forget to hit raffle. That should be going now. I'm working on a Peacock journal. It started out because I had some things that I had been collecting, and then I had things that people had given to me. And so I thought, well, I want to make a journal for myself. And so far, here's what we've done in the past weeks here. And I thought I would show you a kind of a recap because I may need some ideas from you. Hey, Julie, so glad to hear. Some ideas for today's project. So I'm going to show you some of what I've already done so you kind of get at a gist of it. So I have this piece that is basically 4 pages, one here, and then the inside. These will be mounted to the spine of my journal, and then these pages that I've been making will be mounted on top. So I'll glue this into place. And when it's glued into place, of course, it will open up. So this is what we made last week. I went ahead and did a couple of things after the live. So I finished adding some cards and ephemera to this little pocket piece or pocket page, I guess you could call it, pocket journal card. That's what we'll call it. I haven't put anything on the back. I may stamp it. I don't know yet. I temporarily have this paper clipped here where it says journal. I haven't decided if I want to leave that there or not, so that's why it's laying there. Thank you, Leah. So very kind of you. The sky is beautiful this morning. Oh, good. I was at my in-laws last week, and there was a little bit of rain, so I got a little bit of a rainbow that I took a picture of. All right, so then this flips over, and on this side we have a pocket that I added a few things to. So one of those being a little notepad with some papers on it and a couple of bookmarks. And then we started this, which was an accordion fold little element that I made out of some book pages and some scrap paper. You can't see the book pages, but it's underneath. And then I went ahead and stamped it with gold embossing powder a little bit, just so it had a little bit of decoration, and that'll go in here. And then over here, these are business envelopes that are folded so that you have pockets that come in on the ends. And there are pockets here. We added bling last week to a couple of these pieces, so there was some bling here. And then this does the same thing on this side. And we flip this over. And we added some stamping to a couple of the cards last week. So I added a little bit of stamping on the top and the bottom there. And then there's another journal card with a pocket here. And so this one has a couple little printed cards. And then this was a scrap of paper that I folded, and I stamped the Peacock mandala stamp on top of there. Thank you, Georgia. Thank you so very much. Thank you. Welcome. So glad to have you here. So then these pieces will go in the envelopes here. Oh, yeah, and I didn't show that I had some feathers and some little ephemera that I put on. This was some cardstock that I had. And that'll go in here. I didn't add anything to the back side. I thought for now I'll leave it because maybe when I'm using the journal, I may want to adhere something on there. Back here, I had made this file folder as an example, and I decided to go ahead and just use it by adding a couple of elements to it. So I had this pretty ribbon that I added, and I haven't added this little piece yet. I made some pockets. This was a paint chip. This is a different one, but it's, or maybe it is the same colors, paint chip that I cut in half, and then I have these little labels that I stamped onto some different colors and shades of blue, and then I had some flowers that I watercolored to put over here. This is a piece of wallpaper that I backed with some other paper. I guess you could say this is text weight paper on the inside, and I haven't decided yet. I want to make sure this gets all the way in there. Doesn't wrinkle up my little gold stuff. Too bad. There we go. And then I had this little piece of ribbon that was just laying here, and I thought about putting it on the tab. What do y'all think? Should that go on the tab there? And then this was from the Royal Peacock kit. It's just some of the elements that come with that kit. And this goes underneath this belly band that I made. And then this all closes back up and goes on top. You like it? So that is one of the pages. And so I'm going to move this over here out of the way. And then on this inside page, see, this is going to be really chunky. This inside page is one of the first ones that I made off camera. And there is a journal in the back. And then I've added some little tags and some printed elements in here. This one's pretty straightforward. It has 3 pockets. Oh, and then there's a smaller journal. Each pocket has one that I made out of some elements that I had on my desk and some different pieces of paper. Oh, yes, I think I will. I've got one of your, where is it? I just had it. Ah, here it is. I've got one of these raffle at the end I'll be giving away. It is a journal that Raven gave me to pass along to y'all. And it is, I believe this is wallpaper on the very front, and it's made with a file folder that she's decorated. And then it's just got all kinds of just fun papers, book pages, coloring book pages, coffee dyed paper, tea dyed paper. I don't know which is she did. Regular papers, an envelope that has some goodies inside of it. So this will be at the end of our live stream today. Hello, hello, hello. So glad to have you here, Raven. All right, so I'm going to put this back here so I remember that it's behind me. It is behind me. All right, so then there's little journals in that, and then over here, I think this fell off, so we'll put it up there, was another page that I made. I forgot this was wraps around. So this wraps around to keep this closed, and I made this little feather, which is actually probably upside down, but that's just the way I put it. One of my friends, I can't get my words out, made this out of fabric. She used some kind of starch or glue or something and made little envelopes and passed those along. This was a chipboard element that I offer. And then this has a magnet behind it, and that flips open. And then you get to open this up. There's a pocket here. Here's another one of those wallpaper cards. And then this was a greeting card that was given to me. I laminated a feather and made it into a pocket that I put an envelope inside. And then the envelope has a printed couple of cards. This is from the Royal Peacock, and this was from a website that I have a subscription to that I could download a few things and add those in. So that goes here. And then in the back is another journal card that comes out that has pockets in it. I did some stamping and embossing. I did add some embossing across the top of this page because it didn't have any, and I put some here, and then I've got another printed card, and this was from Canvas Corp Brands. It's watercolor paper. All right, so this is going to go in here. So my thought was this will be glued in. Get this back in all the way. You get back where you belong. Okay, so that's in all the way. Then this goes around, and it's got a Velcro magnetic closure. And then this is a pocket that will be glued down onto this page, and this page will be glued over here. And then this page I think I'm going to glue here. So I need to make a page that goes at the back. I'm going to set this aside for a moment. Okay. And then here are some of the other pages that I made. So this one, we took a piece of canvas that I painted with acrylic paint, a rubber stamp that I had watercolor painted, and then some ribbon that I had. I put a magnet sandwiched in here. This was a sticker that was given to me, so it's kind of a 3D embellished sticker thing. And then this was a journal card that I added this image on top. It has real glitter on it. It's kind of pretty. That goes in here. Today I did add, no, not this one, this is a different one. I did add some things to another one today, one of the pages. I have not decorated the paint chip, but maybe I will soon. I'll put some paper on it, maybe even put a little tab on it. This is a pocket that I've added some embellishments to, and I made another file folder and added some stuff to the pockets. And that's the back side, and that goes in here. So my thought was this one would go on the front of this section. So this will flip over. And this one is really thick. So this one I made a pocket at the top on the front. And this is another envelope that I decorated and added a pocket from the side, a pocket here, and then this is just decoration. I haven't added anything else on there yet. And that goes into this pocket. And then this whole thing behind it, when you pull it out, is a thick little journal. I added some fabric down the edge just so that it would reinforce this cardstock. There is a pocket here on the front. And then this flips open. So you've got like a really long bookmark if you want to rearrange it. I haven't put anything on the label, but it is removable at the moment. And then inside here, I had some smaller journals. So this is the mini journal for the Royal Peacock kit. And I just added a few scraps of papers that I had. Not scraps. I guess you could say they were planned papers because they are mop-up papers from my stencils. And then this was just a card I added on the front. And then I don't think I ever bound these. I haven't yet. So these are tall, skinny little journals. This I dipped my rubber stamp into gold acrylic paint and then stamped it all over. Make sure you clean your stamp well. Hey Janice, welcome. And on the inside, I've just grabbed a few papers. I guess there's just a couple. Yeah, there's just two for now. This makes it quite chunky, so I'm thinking that maybe I won't add any more papers to it for now. And then that goes behind here. So that was going to be mounted on this side. And for this side, I have another pocket page. So this time we have a pocket on the front that holds a couple of journal cards. Put that one back. This is one of the tags from the Royal Peacock kit here. And this was a painted book page and some gel prints. And then behind that is another insert that'll open up. I haven't put anything in the label. There's another tag here. And then this opens up and there's multiple pockets. And I've added a few things and I may add more, but this is where we are at the moment. And that will go here so it can come out that way. And then this will flip over. On the back side is another page that I made that this has a magnetic closure, and this is a pocket up here, but it's kind of like a file folder. It opens up, so you add little pieces in there, and that goes in the front flap here. And then this flips over, and there's a pocket on this side. I haven't added any decoration to this. Maybe I'll stamp that Peacock mandala again over here. And then I've got a couple little journal cards there. This is a sticker. I have another set of these stickers. They're a little different. They're a little bit different shade of green, but it's the same brand. So I haven't decided where I want to use those yet, but I have them. And then there is a pocket here. This was an element that Jennifer gave to me. You know, I like the black, don't you? It's kind of pretty, isn't it? It just kind of adds a little more, as you said, drama. So there's a pocket here. And then this page flips. Oh, wait. I got to do all the things. So here's another laminated peacock feather. And I attached it to a piece of cardstock. And this will fold up. So you don't have to bend it. It just kind of folds up out of the way. And then you have the back side. And then I've added some little charms. And added some feathers and some ribbon. And that goes in the top here. Like so. Got to get the charms out of the way. And then this flips over. This is what I did today. I had these blue pieces of paper. This was twice as long, and I cut it in half, and I matted it with some black paper, and then I did the same thing with this one. And my thought was I would put a journal card going that way, and then maybe put some little tags so we could still see that pretty paper in the background. And then I've got a couple of journal card and scraps that I've put over here. And okay, that's it. So that goes like that. So now I have to figure out, what do I want to do on the back side of my journal? So I have all these little things that I'm going to pull out now, and let's see what we put together. You said, ooh, your cat's giving you the side eye. Lots and lots of stuff in there. Lots and lots of stuff. All right, let's set this over here. Set this. Come on now. Here we go. All right, so I've just got some scraps left over. I've got a journal card with a little tag that Jennifer gave me. I believe Jennifer also gave me this. I think this is a napkin, and I think she used an envelope. It has a pocket here, and it has an opening here so you can journal like that. And then this is an element from the Royal Peacock kit. And I've got some fussy cuts that I printed. So I'm going to set those up there. This was an element that I printed. This is a journal card that someone gave me and an envelope. So I'm going to set that right there. Got another little journal card there. Some more just elements. I grabbed the scraps that were laying on my desk. So here's some scraps. Just random scraps that I set aside here. I don't know if I'll use that one, but I've got it. Here's another journal card type thing. Some more scraps. Some more scraps. This is some painted book page. Another scrap. Here's a book page. As you can see, I just grabbed a bunch of things that I thought kind of went together. This was some stationery that someone gave me, and it's really quite thick cardstock and printed. And then this was the backer card to some, it says wall stickers. I don't know if that was the 3D stickers or not. It might have been. But I thought this would be kind of neat. I could even cover this portion of it and cover the back. And then I got a couple of pages. Oh, you made those little folios for a swap and couldn't stop. Oh, neat, neat, neat. And then I got a couple of pages from the Royal Peacock kit that I printed. So I have to figure out a way to attach all of these items, making some pockets and tuck spots to add some of these elements that I have over here. And I know that I'm going to put it on the back side. I'm going to get that piece out. It's going to go on this side. So I want to be able to get to it from either the top or this side. Most of the others I've made to where they're side loading this way, and of course at the top, or they unfold. So I think we need to keep it a little bit thinner because this one's pretty thick as it is. Yeah, that little folio is cute, isn't it? It's a great way to use up your scraps of paper. Okay, that'll go right there. All right, so which one of these I'm trying to decide. I wonder if I were to fold this in half. Let's see what happens here. If I fold this in half. All right, so now we've got this piece. I do have another one. So if I were to cut that, and then I have, I don't know if I want to use that. I may just stick that into a pocket. Do I want to put a pocket on this page? I could put a pocket across here, and then this would give us some neat little areas, and then you open this up. I'm going to cut this part off, and then I can have some more areas in here. Maybe? Let's see. I'm going to cut this one, I think. I have a few, yeah. It's funny how much I've picked them up and, you know, played with them. All right, I'm going to cut that. It cuts off some of that butterfly, but I think I'm okay with that. I'm going to save this to the side. So if this were to go on here, so we could glue that down, I also have this piece that if I glued this correctly, it could go into the pocket. I could cut off some of the top if I wanted to, make it a little bit shorter. And I may just want to cover this so that I can still see the peacocks that are on there. All right, so let's get a book page to back this piece. Will that fit on here, or do I need a bigger piece? Okay, I need a bigger piece. Gotta get my giant book out. All right. I'm gonna go ahead and get a couple pages just in case I need them. They're here and I don't have to get my big book out again, and it'll clutter up my desk. Isn't that what y'all do? The more stuff you get out, the more you got to figure out how to keep your space clean. Okay. So my thought is I would glue this onto here and leave room to have a gusset so we can put stuff in there. So I'm going to glue this down. I can find my glue. Here it is. How is everybody? Are you well? Are you doing okay? Oh, I understand. You know, you gotta get brave and use up the things that you have. That's another thing I want to say about, you know, we love our crafting, we love to collect, but we really need to use it. I will be 55 in August this year. My mother lived to be, I think she was 73 when she passed. And I know that she didn't use all the things that she had. She didn't do all the things that she wanted to do. And so I'm trying to use up what I have. I'm trying not to purchase more things until I use some of the stuff I have. Mainly, I've just been buying glue. Pretty much that's all I buy. I use my coupon at Joann's because Hobby Lobby no longer has the coupons, and I'll buy some Aleene's Tacky Glue, and occasionally I might find something else. You know, you just have to know that this stuff is just stuff, and sure, you may cut it wrong one time, practice on a scrap of paper to get the hang of it, but don't let how pretty something is paralyze you that you won't use it. Get it out. Use it. Do something with it. I'll save those. Maybe you'll need them. All right, so I'm going to take this, and this will be my top. I think I'm going to make this a top loading pocket because of the tag that I'm going to put in it. I'm going to call it a tag. You keep buying more paint? Or are you using the paint, Julie? Because if you're not using the paint, stop. Because it does go bad. You're 50 your next birthday? Well, there you go. All right, so I folded that top part over. It's not perfect, but it's good enough. I didn't get it straight. Let's trim it just a little bit. But it'll give a little more strength to the top portion. All right, so now I'm going to fold these in like so. Got it in. Addicted to gel printing. I like gel printing too. I need to sit down and do some gel printing, and that may be my next project. Another thing I want to do is I think I want to make another dragonfly journal. I've got a few things that I have collected, not a lot because I have used them before. I have a planner that I made a long time ago and that I used part of it, but I didn't use all of it. So I'm thinking about taking it apart and basically deconstructing it and put it back together differently. Oh yeah, gel printing book pages to use them up. That's a good idea. Collecting and using paper and crafting stuff are two different hobbies. They really are, Georgia, for sure. For sure. For sure. Like I said, it is so easy to go, ooh, I want that. I have to have it. And then you get it. And I know of a certain friend in this live stream that showed me photographs of bags of purchases she had made that hadn't been put away yet. And they were there for a while. I get it. I try not to buy anything anymore and let it sit. I try to get it, put it in its place, and using it. Yeah, finding the space for those pages, exactly. You might keep the book cover unless you're using it for a journal, but you might keep the book cover that you took all those pages out and are gel printing, and then you can put them back in that cover to have them to sort and use. Jennifer says, that was me. Well, I wasn't going to say your name. Okay, so there is that piece. I kind of just went around the edges with some distressings. Kind of help hide the edges and the book page. Okay. So my thought is, looking at this, got it right side up. I want to glue this on top of here, which will make this page a little bit thicker, okay? And I'm trying to decide if I should, we'll figure it out. We're going to figure out how to make this stay closed on here, I think. All right, let's glue this down. Yeah, she sent pictures of her craft mountain to me. Now, you kept the front and back pages of books because they are really... Oh, gotcha. The end papers is what they call those. That's how they attach books to the covers using those end papers. All right, so I'm just going to put glue on the little tabs. Go down like this. Okay. And let's glue this on front here. The method that I'm doing these pages, where I'm basically constructing them all individually, is something you can do yourself. If you already have a journal that you've put together and you want to add elements into it, well, measure your page and either make the page that you're going to put in just slightly smaller or exactly the same size, and then just build it all up, and then you can glue this whole thing down and you have all these elements put together. Okay, and then that goes that way. Okay, so I think I still want to put this colorful peacock on the front here. And I happen to have a book page laying here, so I'm going to glue this to the book page to make it a little thicker. Do I want to make... I may want to put black behind it. So let me see. I got my black scraps. These were priority mail boxes that I covered with book pages. All right, so let's see here. Maybe maybe something like that. And I can make it just a little bit bigger so we have a nice little border to go all the way around. I think that's what we'll do. Okay, let's put this away. I sort all my scraps by color so that when I need them, I just grab the scrap bin that has whatever color it is that I'm working with. An accordion file works great for coffee dyed and other papers. That's a good tip. Oh, cool. If you go straight back with the paint on the layering of gel printing, that's awesome. That's awesome. Yeah, those accordion, I guess they're kind of like an accounter's accordion type file system. I have one that's for 12 by 12 paper. And I don't use it at the moment because of the way my room is set up. I didn't really have space for it to where it was easy to use. So what I've been doing is I have these cubby bins behind me, which was a mail sorting box, I guess, in the job where I used to work. And everyone would throw it away. And I said, hey, I'll take that from y'all. And I brought it home. And then I started, just recently, I bought some boxes. And I cut up the box. And then I decorated the front with some papers. And those have become my bins. So I have one that says coffee dyed in handmade papers. That way I can pull that whole drawer out and sort through it and see what I like. I don't know if I may need a little bit of distress ink on there before I glue it down. Okay. Oh, cool. Post them in the group. I'd love to see what you made. Definitely. All right, let's glue this all together. So I'm just going to glue this down. Put this onto some black paper. Because I think that gives us a nice, pretty little backdrop, doesn't it? Doesn't that make that pretty? All right, I'm going to use my bone folder to smooth this out really well. All right, so now I'm going to take this piece and I'm going to glue it onto here so that I have little tabs. I may just go all the way up to the top here. Yeah, and then I'll cut that off. Your favorite dyed papers have been your spice dyed experiments. So what did you do, Sheila, that you made spice dyed papers? I've used blackberries and cherries and avocado skins to dye paper. I've used coffee and tea to dye papers. I've made handmade papers. I haven't used spices. Just gluing this together. All right, I'm going to trim this off to be just a little bit of a tab at the bottom here. Okay. Save the book page. You never know. All right, and I'm going to cut off this area. Cut this one off. Cut this one off. And cut this one off. And then I'll get rid of the trash. Close the scissors. And let's fold this up. Oh, cool. So you just cleaned out your cap because spices do go bad or get old. And so the basil and cilantro gave cool results. Oh, okay, cool. Sheila did videos on her channel. She can't share her link here, but you can find her. Just so copy her name down so you have it, and you can go to her channel and do her videos. Cool. I'll have to go check them out. Sometimes I'll put on other people's videos while I'm doing other stuff. Today I was watching videos from a gal who basically calls out people for multi-level marketing scams, and it was kind of interesting because I know that there have been many people, I included, have done it, where someone's like, you should get into this. You're so bubbly and happy and fun, and I think you could sell XYZ product. And then you get into it and you find out, well, they just require you to buy a bunch of crap that you don't need, and it costs you more money, and you don't really sell it to anybody else because you could go get the same stuff on the shelf at a local store for less money. But you're going to get rich quick. Okay, I think I like that. So I'm going to glue that down. So I've watched a couple of her videos today while I was kind of getting ready. And then Jennifer had sent me a message asking me, and I'll post this to y'all too. We've already made a decision of what she's going to do, but I thought I would share with y'all in case others want to know another way to do this. She has some single pages that she wants, they're one-sided single pages that she wants to make into a book. So imagine, if you will, she had a bunch of pages that looked just like this. There was nothing on the back. They were white. And she was trying to figure out how to put it together. So we would come up with a couple of different ideas. And one of them, what did I do with it? I just had it. Did I put it down here? Well, now I don't see it. But one of them was doing hinge binding. Here we go. I found it. Hinge binding is where if you have separate one page that's folded, you could cut a slit, and then you take an accordion folded piece of paper that you poke up through the page, and then you slide another piece of paper in here. And that's a way to attach them without sewing or really gluing. You can decorate this little element, say, for example, we just took this little journal card and you glued it over the top of that. So this would be a page in your journal when you flip to it. It could be a pocket as well. So that was one way of adding a folded page. But she said she had single pages. I said, well, another thing you could do is put a piece of paper. This would be the front. Let's pretend this is the front, and this back side was blank. Is put a tab, a strip of paper. So we have a strip that we put here, and then glue the next page on the back side, and then you're going to have a strip hanging out. That's one way. Another was to take a strip and glue your pages on top of the strip like this, because the back is open, and then that becomes one page. That's another way. And the way that we decided would work the best for her was she was going to take 2 pages and put them back to back. And she has a spiral binder where she can punch holes down the side and then put a comb down them. And so she's going to do that. So her pages, she'll be able to flip them throughout, and they'll be front, back, front, back, front, back. So there's some ways to do that. Give you some ideas. Hey, Lorraine, welcome. So glad to have you here. Lots of people showing up today. So glad to have you here. So there were some ideas. Okay, so I've made this pocket on the front. Jennifer gave me this, so I thought it would be pretty if we put that down in there. We've made a pocket here at the top, and we're going to use this guy to go in here. My pages for this journal are going to be 8.5 by 11 folded in half, so they'll be 5.5 by 8.5. I'm just making sure I didn't glue this shut. So this would fit down in. Now, this sticks out quite a bit, so let's look at this piece. So if I were to put this on here, that's how far that would stick out. I think, let me look at this and see if what I want to do is cover this area and then cover the back, or if I want to completely cut this piece off or cover the whole top piece. Let's see what we've got here. I think I saw some different little peacocks, and since those are there, what if I've got another one here? If I were to put a piece of paper behind here, I even have this one that looks like a little sign. I don't know. I'm playing around with those. This one's just a little corner. This one, I think this is my best option. All right, so what can we put behind there? I saw over here, I've got this piece that we could put here and then put that over the top, punch a new hole in it. That kind of covers up. What do you think? Is that something I can put? I've got another strip here. What if we were to put that below there? So it covers up that yellow line, because I think that's kind of garish. And I don't know what I should do about the numbers in the upper corner. I could put some bling. I know I still have, some black bling. So if I were to put those over that number, I could even go like from the edge here right above. What do you think? Does that look good? Let me put this up out of the way for a moment. I think that looks pretty good. Let's look at it for a moment. Contemplate how well we like it. You like it without the strip? Well, see, I don't like this yellow line. So, what if I have a different strip? I have this one. This one is just barely big enough. I think I like that. You like that strip better? You like that? Is that a good idea to use the bling? And I'm going to add some distress inks to this piece. So what about the other strip? I think the other strip works. Yes, that one. That one. Okay. That's a gel print scrap that was left over. You like this strip? Okay, thank you. I picked the right strip this time. All right, so here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to place this on here. I want to cover up that text. So I'm just going to go right there up to there. And I'll get my pen. And I want to go all the way to this edge. So I'm just going to mark it. And then I'll cut that piece. My pen doesn't snap together anymore. All right, let's cut this. Get my little paper clipper cutter. I found this. I think I told y'all a couple weeks ago that I found this. This was, what is this? Creative Memories. I had to think about it. Creative Memories. Someone gave it to me. I didn't even buy it. And I found it the other day, and I thought, oh, I need to use this because it would be so much handier sometimes to pull this out as opposed to my big cutter. Okay. Woohoo! Raven won! Some junk bucks. All right, let's add some distress inks. Okay, get rid of that. So this would go right here. I'm going to put it on the edge. And then this piece will go across using that yellow. So I think I'm going to glue down this piece first. Let me add some distress inks to it too. Just in case. Okay, so if I put this down here, I want to cover up that yellow line, and then this piece is going to go kind of at the butt up against it. Yeah, I think that's what I want. And then I'll put a peacock, which now that I've got that blue strip, I could put him down a little bit lower to get him away from the punch. And it makes him come out just a little better. Okay, let's glue them down. I don't know if this glue is going to work. I combined a couple of bottles and I added some acetone, but I think I'm going to have to open up a new one. This is not coming out. Okay. I'll play with that some more another day. So I've got some 3-in-1 here, and surely that's not open yet. So we'll. All right, I got to get this this little piece out. Why are you doing this to me? Here we go. There we go. I can get a hold of it. Get my tweezers. There we go. Got it. All right, let's make sure this glue. Okay, yep, that looks like it works still. All right, let's glue that. Where's this same size bottle? Huh, nope, you didn't use the same size nozzle. You like it? Oh, thank you, Lorraine. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, so I'm going to use the 3-in-1 Beacon craft glue because I bet you this doesn't have a hole in it. Oh, no, it does. I see it. All right, let's see if I can get it to go. We're dealing with a slick surface. Come, why aren't you? Oh, there it goes. I was like, oh my gosh, why aren't you going down? And sometimes Lean's tacky glue doesn't stick well on a shiny, slick surface. So I like to use the Beacon glues. And I'm going to put it upside down so it will be easier to use next time. All right, so I'm kind of put it over on this edge. Let it stick past a little bit. Get that straightish. All right, and then I'll glue this piece across. Okay. Adding some glue. If you have the space in your pocket, you could turn this into a flip notebook where you add a bunch of papers together. All right, I'm going to turn this around so I can see it a little better. And line this up with the edge. All right, and I'm going to trim off this little excess here. Okay. And then this guy, I think I'm going to glue, yeah, I glue him down lower. He won't interfere with the hole. And I think I'll go ahead and get my hole punch out. Is that my... I think I want my bigger one, but I'll use this one for today. Okay, so I'm just going to come in here and just punch that hole. So when I cover the back side, I know where to punch the hole again. All right. I think this can go here. I'm trying to decide if I need to put something behind him or leave him that way. Huh. This was just a die cut shape that I had here. What do you think of that? Putting that little layer on top of there. Oh, it's wider. I had this paper that's supposed to be banana paper. It's made with banana leaves or something. Made from real banana fibers. I don't know if I want to use it or not. I'll put it back. Heart or no heart? I think we want to use the heart. You went back, straight back to being distracted. Oh my goodness, Julie. pull it down so you can see his head. Well, okay. I was going to put him like that. Something like that. I love it. Hey, Connie's waving. Lorraine loves it. I think that's what I'm going to do. Let's add a little bit of distress inks to the outside edge of the heart, and we'll glue that down. Make it gold. Okay, so you say make it gold. All right, well, let's make it gold. I won't put distress inks on it. Where's my gloves? See, that's what I'm asking for is your feedback. You're helping me build this journal, so if you have ideas and if I can do it, then yay! I was playing around with my die cutter a while back, and I cut a few of these hearts, so they were just sitting over here in a little pile. All right, so let's slide this over. Let's get a scrappy paper, and I've got some acrylic paint and a paint brush. So I'm going to lay this on here. This bottle of paint is almost empty, so I'm trying to squeeze every last bit of it out. Okay, and let's just paint this real fast. I'm trying to be quick. Since it's white paper, it shouldn't take a lot of paint to get it gold. Another thing I could do is use embossing powder and emboss it if you want it to be a little bit thicker, especially since this was just some cardstock that I had in my stash that I die cut. Okay, so I'm just going to quickly paint this down. Paint off the excess. All right, and then I'm just going to lift it up. Come on, lift up. There we go. Set it aside a little bit and clean my brush off. Yeah, that's heavy body acrylic paint. That's a master's touch. Yeah, it's a heavy body. You like that? Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, so let's, probably got paint everywhere. So let's get my heat tool and dry this bad boy. Okay. Looks beautiful. Thank you, thank you, thank you. It's shiny, nice and shiny. Try to get that dry. Try to dry my scrap paper in case I need it again. I bought a new tube. I haven't opened it yet, and it's a different color. This one is called Pearlized Bright Gold, and I think the other one was Antique Gold. I don't think they offer that color anymore because I guess when they did their restructure of their paints, they discontinued it. I don't know. Okay, I don't see any paint coming off on me. So this will go on here. And I think I was going to weave it to where it's in and out. Kind of like that. Kind of like that. Lovely. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, let's put the gloves back. All right. I think that'll work. All right, so here's what I'm going to do is I'm going to glue down these two elements. So I want to position them. So I'm going to put a little drop of glue here. Here's where if you had, and I have one somewhere, a Xylon sticker maker, you could run these elements through the sticker maker and it would put adhesive on the back side that sticks to a lot of surfaces. You don't have to fuss with it too much. Okay, got that. So I positioned my Peacock, and then you can stick the whole thing down as a sticker. So I have one, but I think I just have enough of the adhesive in my smaller unit. Okay, so this is acrylic paint down here. That's a book page. So I'm just going to do this. I'm going to add a few drops. And then I guess I'll use some of the beacon glue on the lower half that'll go down. You can see it now? Yeah, see it with the gold. It's easier to see. Yeah, gotcha. All right, so I'm going to put, come on, glue on here and a couple of dots. Okay, and close this. All right, flip that around and kind of look at it, see if that's where I want it. There we go. Smush that into place. Oh yeah, that looks a lot better, doesn't it? Because you can see it. All right, I'm going to add some distress inks on this upper edge. And let's go on this edge and over here. All right, so let's round this corner off. I'll just kind of use my scissors to round it. Okay. And let's put our stickers on here. Do we want to go all the way across? I think all the way across like that. I think that'll be good. All right, so if I cut that right here, save that. Now, if I can see this, there we go. I'm going to rotate this so I can see it a little better. And we're going to start this edge right over the top of, come on, those numbers. Trying to get it as straight as I can. Oh, look at there. I like it. Does that look good? All right, that's a scrap. Now, do we want to shorten this? I think I do, because I don't think I want it sticking out that far. I think I can cut off. Let's see. Well, no, maybe it is okay. I don't know. I don't know if I like it that long. All right, what I am going to do, though, is I want to cover the back. So I've got some copy dyed paper. Handmade papers and dyed papers. Here we go. I think that'll work. It's kind of rough in a couple of spots, but when you're cutting it up, it won't be bad. It can be used on there. Okay. Got hot in here all of a sudden. Whew! I think that's what I'm going to do, is glue this down to this page, and then we'll have a backer onto this piece so we can write on it. We can even add other elements on here. We may want to add a pocket at the bottom. What do you think? I could use this paper to put a pocket here. I think I may do that. All right, let's glue this piece down first. Yeah, you're right, Lorraine. It would take away from that because you couldn't see it. And I kind of like being able to see it. So we'll leave it the way it is. We'll leave it the length that it is. All right, let's come on, glue. Actually, this isn't slick on this side, so I'm going to use the tacky glue. Because sometimes that beacon glue can be such a pain. Yes, to a pocket. Thank you, Georgia. Thank you, Lorraine. All right, let's collect this. I have another one of those St. Jude notepads. I didn't really talk about it today, but I've showed it in the past. My mother-in-law gets send us money mail all the time, and they give her like envelopes and journal cards, and they give her little notepads that have a pretty image on it that say St. Jude. And I think I still have one that I have not used yet. So let me see if I can find it, and maybe we'll put that in the pocket. Yeah, I think that'll work. Pop, 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 pocket. All right. Cut that off. And then we're going to cut that off. A couple of little scraps. Let's put back here. All right, so now I'm just going to add some Distress inks. I think I cut it a little long here, but that's okay. Oh, I need to cut the corners. So I'm going to trim those. I have 2 pairs of glasses that I wear in my craft room, and I'm using the ones I could see further away. All right, let's go around this edge. And I think we need to put some stamping on the back side of this piece. Oh! I understand. I understand, Georgia. They do fun things. We have, it's called Junkie Joe. He's a bot. And we have fun games so that you can earn junk bucks, which you can then redeem for a coupon in my shop. And at the end, we're going to be giving away a journal. So you're having fun, I hope. I hope. All right. So do we want to put a pocket on here? This is a pretty deep pocket. So it is 1, 2, 3.5 inches. I think we'll do that. All right, so here's what I'm going to do. First, I'm going to cut this to be smaller. So I'm going to mark it and cut that piece off. Get my paper cutter here. Okay, so that'll go down here. You like the paper? Okay, good. All right. So I think this piece, that's our top. We're going to put it over here on this side like that. So let me grab a book page. I think I want this book page. That way, if we have a tall journal card, for example, we have this guy that we can put in there in that pocket. So that'll be fun. I may put this guy in this front pocket just so we get the different layers, because we can kind of see. I need to put maybe some fibers on that tag. I can even put this guy back here. I like that. Just kind of sticking out, and this can become a bookmark or whatever. I kind of like that. All right, so let's put some Distress inks on this piece, glue it to the book page, and make our pocket. You like it? Okay, I'm glad you like this. You were going to go play, but you like this? Well, I'm so glad you're here, Georgia, and I hope that you will share me with your friends. I do a live every Monday, unless it's a holiday or I'm on vacation. I have tons and tons and tons of videos that if you're looking for a tutorial, go check those out, or feel free to ask me a question and I will try to respond. I'm not getting my notifications when people leave me messages, so I got to go back through all of my settings, I guess, on YouTube and on my website, because I'm not getting notifications when I get messages. So I'm like, this is annoying. All right, I'm just going to put that right in the middle. All right, and then smooth that out. I think we should do some sewing on this piece, and I may want a secondary pocket on top of here. I'm going to cut this off and glue it down. Okay, put that over here. All right, so looking at this, I think I want that to be the top. Maybe. I think I like that. All right, so I'm going to fold this down. Ah, how fun! Oh, I'm so glad that you came to a live finally. Well, thank you for subscribing and being here today. I truly hope you like this. We're just having fun. It's just a community getting together and chatting a little bit. Trying to share some ideas with y'all to help inspire you to create. I try to make it a no stress. Wyoming? Oh, but you live in Colorado? Gotcha. Zero to do with where you are? Gotcha. Oh, thank you so very much. All right, I'm going to trim the corners here. And cut this one. And cut this one. All right. I think I'm going to fold these over, but then unfold them because I think we're going to get out. Georgina, if you're watching, I got your sewing lamb. He was sleeping in the drawer. If y'all missed last week's, I showed some photos on my YouTube channel, but I got a new table in my craft room to hold my nose itches, to hold my sewing machine. And it has drawers and shelves. And so now I have a little drawer that my little lamb goes into. All right, so I'm going to unfold this. What I'm going to do is go to the sewing machine and I want to stitch around this outside edge. It's no real purpose to it other than it's just kind of pretty. If you don't have a sewing machine, don't worry about it. I've not been to Wyoming, but I have been to Colorado. I've been to Santa Fe, New Mexico, but I haven't been to Wyoming because that's further up north. I'm in Yukon, Oklahoma, and Lorraine's in Canada, and Julie's in Australia. So we got almost from the top of the globe down to the bottom of the globe. Or Julie may consider her the top of the globe, and we're the bottom. So, all right, let's check out the sewing lamb. Hopefully I didn't bump the camera. Okay, we got a good picture here. And I have my sewing machine set on zigzag stitches. Let me turn this camera just a little bit. And I have black thread in my upper and my lower so that it doesn't pull through and show you a different color. You want to make sure that your glue is dry before you start stitching. That's why I was kind of delaying by folding those and unfolding them and doing the distressing on the edges. And I'm just going to position my needle up here at the top and then start stitching. I don't do a back stitch on paper unless I know for sure that it is going to be a stress point. Then I will do a back stitch. But the rest of the time, I don't. I do on clothing. I haven't sewn any clothes this week. I think last week I went to the thrift store and I found this really pretty two-sided skirt. And it was on sale. They have every week this, what is that, price tag color is 50% off. And it just so happened that week that color was 50% off. And when I was looking at it, I was like, there's something wrong with the waistband of this skirt. So I kept playing with it. And then I realized, oh, it's two-sided. And I was going to bring it home and cut it up and make something else out of it. And when I got home, I was like, I can put new elastic in it and I have a new skirt. So that's what I did. No, definitely down under, Julie says. Yeah, a big spread of time zones for sure. Occasionally, there's a couple of gals from England that'll come on. I mean, it's really late for them there. I say England. The UK, I apologize. I don't know geography very well, which is different from geology. So I'm really horrible about all of the mapping of where everybody is. I'm learning, even at my old age, I'm still learning. All right, so I'm going to fold this. Oh, I didn't turn this one off. Trim this off, fold them in. All right, so I see where my fold. So I'm going to add some more Distress inks. I don't want that string that long. I like a little bit, but not super duper long. It's chilly this morning because you got cool weather. We're getting our hot weather. We're in our summer. So, Julie, are you freezing down there, or is it just chilly? Are you just starting your winter? We're just getting to start. Technically, it's not till June 22nd was when we start summer, but we're already getting what I call summer weather. All right, so this I'm going to put on the front here. So I'll get the glue. A glorious sunrise this morning. I love those when there's really pretty. Just chilly. Okay, gotcha. When I was at my in-laws last week and we had dinner, it rained just a little bit, and my mother-in-law had gone out to the garage. They leave their garage door open, and she looked out and said, "Oh, there's a rainbow." So she came back inside to tell us. We go every Tuesday to have dinner. And so I went out, and I did take a picture of it so I could remember it. I don't always post all those things. I like to take the picture, and then Google Photos will come back and say special memories from, or memories, or similar moments. It recognizes if it's a rainbow and you can see it, and it tells you the date. I don't know. It's kind of like a different way to do a digital journal with photographs. Almost triple digits in Oklahoma. What is the temperature now? Let's see. My watch says it's 82 here. Yeah, only 80 degrees in where you are in Colorado. My husband wants to move to the mountains, and I'm kind of iffy on that. I could be happy with moving to the mountains for the summer and then moving to something south near the beach, near the ocean during the winter. Yeah, isn't it kind of fun, those memories from Google Photos? Because I'll look through them every once in a while. And the other day, I went outside because I got a memory taking a picture in my front yard, where my little Jane magnolia tree is. And I was like, that tree has grown tremendously. I need to take another photo. So I went out and took a photo kind of in that same vantage place. So hopefully what will happen is Google Photos will say, "Oh, similar shot. It's the same thing." And so they'll show it to me again. Okay, so this is going to go here. I have this little bitty image. I could put that over here and make this a little text spot. Something like that. What do you think? I think that might work. I know we were going to look for, is it in here? No. Here it goes. So this is a little notepad that my mother-in-law got. So I thought this could go in here. I mean, I know we see the St. Jude's at the top. I could glue. I don't know if I want to do it that way. Oh, I've got this little piece of paper. I was trying to see if I wanted to cover that up, but that doesn't really go. I mean, only to cover it up so that it didn't show up here. Maybe what I should do is make an altered paper clip to go on there. Maybe something like that. And then you have this paper clip that's on here you can use somewhere else. And it kind of gives it a little tab for that notepad. How's that? I think that's a good idea. This is truly live thinking. I did not pre-plan all of this, in that a lot of my curated past videos that I've done, whenever I do a live with y'all, I would sit down and design the page, the element, the cards, whatever it is, before I do the live, so that when it came time to make it, it went a lot faster. But this series, I really wanted y'all to see my thinking process, how I'm utilizing the stuff that I already have, and trying to put things together that matches, but yet it's different, so that you guys can get some ideas and use those with what you have. You know, think about what do you have that was similar to this little notepad and how you could decorate it or add it into your journal. Okay. Okay, I think an altered paperclip is what we're going to do. Okay. And I think I'm going to glue this little piece down so that we could put a journal card there. So I'm going to glue that now so it'll be drying. And then we'll make an altered paperclip to go on the front of this little notepad. All right. So let's put that right about here and glue that into place. So we're kind of getting our elements. I'm trying to get it in camera for y'all. There we go. So you can kind of see where we are. All right, so this piece, I think I have not quite wide enough. I have this purple piece. How would that look with a purple backer on it? I think that would be good. I can also do some gold behind there. All right, let's do this piece. So we get a... Actually, what I need to do is fold this. Yeah, like that. And I'll cut it. Okay. And looking at this, I think I want to trim it so it's not so wide. So I'm just going to cut a little bit off, go that way, maybe almost 3 inches. Let's see how that looks. That looks pretty centered, doesn't it? Okay, so now I've got a scrap of book page here. What do I do with it? There we go. And I'm going to fold it because it should fit right inside. So I'm just going to fold a piece. I'm going to fold it in half. All right. Now, are you with me? Jennifer, I think you were confused the other day of how I made this altered paperclip. So, I'm getting ready to show you how I did that. I took a book page and I folded it in half, and it is smaller, not by much, so I'm going to trim it. It is smaller than my topper that I'm going to use on my altered paperclip. And I'm going to take this paperclip and clip it over the book page, okay? And then I'm going to take this piece and I'm going to fold it up over the paperclip and glue it in place. I'm doing this so that that paperclip is sandwiched in this paper and it won't catch on whatever you want to paperclip down. Okay? I'm going to flip this over and do it again on this side. Okay. Put glue on here. And do like this. Now, I'm not going to do it yet, but the next step would then be to put glue on both sides of this, put it in the sandwich, and close it over. And now you're going to have the paperclip. I may put it down lower because, again, first time if I put it down lower, then this will stick up here. And if this was here and that was there, see how it sticks out the top at the, I think that would be pretty, having it like that. So that's what we're going to do. But before I glue it down, oh, I just pulled my paper clip out. Before I glue this down, I want to decorate this purple piece. Okay, let that dry for a moment. So I'm going to decorate this. Let's put some gold embossing behind there. I like that. I don't know why. It's one of my fun things to do. And I think I'm going to go ahead and do both sides. So it'll be pretty on both sides with the embossing powder. And maybe I can find another image. That one might fit. And I have this one. Actually, I think that one will fit. Okay, cool. We got two images that we can use on the front and the back. Okay. Drink of water. Embossing ink. Embossing powder. Now, should I use the henna rose because I've used it so many other times? I could. I don't know if it will. I could do the Peacock mandala. We're going to see some of that outer edge behind this image. I'm kind of thinking maybe, yeah. All right, Jennifer says the Peacock mandala. She's got that one. Okay, we'll do it. I got my ink out. All right, so I'm going to fold it close because I want that image kind of centered on the square. And I've got my spoon so I can spoon on my embossing powder. Put that right there. Okay. So I'm going to ink up. This is a stamp that I have in my shop. It's called the Peacock Mandala. I need to put the link in the description box of this video, I guess. All right. And I'm going to stamp that in embossing ink. I'm using Versamark. And stamp that. We could round the corners of this too. All right. So now that this side, I don't even know if I had it right side up. I think I did. I got lucky. All right, so there it is, and that's in heat emboss this. So I'm going to get my tweezers out so I don't have to hold it while that's getting hot. You love that one in the henna rose? You love the Bella Rose stamp too? Yeah, that's a good one too. I like that for the simplistic, just a simple rose head, the flower itself. I like the corner roses. I use that one quite frequently. I haven't used it much, but I found a stamp that I've had for years and years and years that is basically a line art drawing of marbled paper. So it's got a really neat pattern on it. Okay, that looks pretty good. Look at that. Isn't that gorgeous? Love the gold embossing. All right, got to get it cooled off. All right, let's flip that over. And we're going to ink up our stamp again. And we'll stamp it on this side. Try and get that centered. Come on. All right. Gold embossing. All right. Put that over here. Let's get some powder on there. All right. Let's put the powder away before I drop something in it or make a mess. It's usually what happens, right? I thought about changing all of how I store my embossing powders. This was some Tupperware from years ago. And then some of my containers are some Rubbermaid. And I've got a label on the front. This one's called Tucker embossing powders. Because when I used to make greeting cards, I would buy my embossing powder in bulk. So I would go and buy a pound of embossing powder, and then I would split it with my friends. So I always needed a container to put it in. And so that's what I came up with, was those Rubbermaid Tupperware type containers. I'm going to hold this here and then do this side. The Bella Rose? Yeah, I like the Bella Rose stamp too. That is from Beeline Design. She's retired. Ah! How dare you? Don't be confusing us, Julie. I need to reposition how my tweezers were on here. It was twisting around on me. There we go. Remember, when you're doing embossing, don't put your face down into the fumes because you can cause respiratory issues. I tend to get a sinus infection because I'm breathing in all that powder if I do a lot of embossing. So I try to limit how much I do, and I try not to put my face over it. Thank you, Lorraine. Okay. Dry, little birdie, dry. It's not really dry. It's cool off. Don't burn my fingers, right? Okay. So now that we've done that, we can take this piece. Let's add some Distress Ink to the edge real fast. I mean, it's basically, we just did that for a background, but I think it's really pretty peeking out from behind. Pouring back in the jars. Yeah. You're very welcome. You know, that's what I do with some of my others. I'll show you my... This is some more of my embossing powders. And a lot of these were given to me. And they're not a quantity large enough to have in their own bin. So I store them upside down so at a glance I can see what color they are. And I do the paper method. Hey, Angela, welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you, Raven. Thank you so very much. So I do the smaller quantities, the paper method, as you say. Laying a piece of paper out, dumping the powder, tapping it off onto the paper, and then pouring it back in. But my larger quantities, it was just so much easier to do it in a big container, okay? But if it's a color you use a lot of, I mean, you're constantly getting it out and messing with it, a big container is helpful, I think. Okay, put that back, put that back, put this back. Hey, Angela, so glad to have you here. We need to get together, Jennifer and Angela, and we need to get Robin. We haven't done anything in a while, so y'all let me know. I know that Robin works on Saturdays, so maybe we can do it on a Friday or a Thursday. Let me know if that's something y'all want to do. If y'all didn't know, those ladies' names that I just yelled out, they live near me. So every once in a while we get together, even if it's just to go get a drink or eat lunch. All right, so this is my altered paper clip that's coated in paper. So I want to line it up at the bottom in the middle and glue this down. So I'm just going to put glue right on this edge. Put it all in here. Okay. And then we'll put that down right here at the bottom. So I want to make sure that it's within. See, it doesn't show from the front or the back. It's within. So I'm just going to smooth that out. All right, I want to make sure that I don't have glue seeping out. Now I'm going to glue this side. Okay. I know I got concentrating and I stopped talking. All right, so now I'm going to push this into place and hold it for a moment. Hey, Francino! Francine, sorry, Francine. My screen went really fast and I saw, oh. It has been a moment. You like the gold because it's so useful. Oh, Jennifer's available on Fridays. Okay, perfect. Let's do something on a Friday then, because I couldn't remember when your husband had to go into work, what day it was. All right, so we want to make sure that nothing is glued shut in here. So I like to take a piece of paper and kind of slide that up. All right, that's not sticking. So now we've got these two little pieces. So I was going to put one here, and I'll put the other one on the other side. And I think I want to go ahead and round the corners. I think it'll just kind of, I don't know, dress it up a little bit. The other thing I could have done was fussy cut the corners, but I didn't line them up perfectly, so they wouldn't, I'd end up cutting them wrong. So I think rounding it is better. You're good with Friday? Okay, cool. Well, then I will ask Robin, and I will inform Henry that we're going to do this on a Friday. You don't ask, right? All right, so do we want to add, do I have any left? Do I have any left? I don't see them today. There they are. I don't know, maybe too much. Let's see. I've got a couple of feathers we could put. I don't know, it may be too much. Putting the feathers on there. I'm going to put a couple more so we can really get the effect. What do you think? Something like that? I wonder if you could see it better if I had it on a different piece of paper with the little feathers coming out the top. I've got some of that gold mesh, but I don't know, unless I just have a little bit that kind of comes out the top a little. Like a sliver. Just a sliver. Get my fabric scissors here. So I've got just a little sliver. Let's see how this looks. All right. That in there. Drink some water. I've made some coffee today. So actually I made a latte. It's like 1 cup of coffee to 1 cup of milk and about a 1/4 cup of creamer. So the coffee creamer ratio is more on the coffee or more on the creamer and the milk. I don't know. Is that what I want? That would be this one. And then if I were to put this one down, that would be the other one. We could put kind of peeking out from the back. Yeah, coffee is simply a medium for creamer delivery. That I can agree with. You love your tattered angels. I haven't been using much of my tattered angels lately because of this journal that I've been working on. Maybe that's coming up soon. All right, I'm going to cut this in half. And I'm going to glue one on this side and then glue a piece on the other side. I can quote you. Gotcha. You like it better. You like it without better. Okay. I think I may still use the gold fringe coming off the top. Before I glue it down, hurry up. Speak your mind. Coffee is a creamer delivery system. I need to make a shirt that says that. You like your tea without cream? Gotcha. Yes, the gold behind the feather. I like it. Okay. All right. So we'll put a little glue here. Okay, put that right there. All right. Oh, I didn't want to get glue on my paper. So, Julie says without the feathers, but I'm going to lay them back up there. But I think I want, even if it's just a couple, I think that would be okay. Not heavy. Oh, you put French vanilla in your tea yesterday. Oh my gosh, I bet that was good. Okay, love that. Okay, you love it? All right. So let's glue the feathers in place, and then we'll glue down the, not very many feathers, just a couple. Okay, so I'm going to glue these in place. All right, and then this piece we'll just glue right over the top. So it's just barely sticking out, just a little bit. Okay. Thank you, Leah. Southern type girl here, iced tea. You like your iced tea, Janice? I like iced tea too. I like peach iced tea. That's pretty good. And I like spearmint iced tea and hot tea. And then, of course, just regular tea. Sometimes we'll do wild berry zinger. That's one of the ours that we like. Okay. We have to have sweet tea. Yep. Okay, I like that. So let's flip this over. I'm going to glue that little piece there. You too? I like the peach tea. They're pretty good. And I even have a metal whistling teapot that I use. I've made our tea, and we have a coffee pot that'll do hot water. And I've made it in there, but I think I just prefer using the tea kettle. Okay, I think I want those three. All right, let's put a little glue right here for the feathers. Okay, good. You're very welcome, Lorraine. I mean, it's just the coming up with the ideas and, you know, being able to use some of the things you already have. I'm sure you can find a paper clip. I'm sure you can find some kind of rubber stamp, or you can use acrylic paint as well. I did that a couple weeks ago. Okay, I'm just trying to get that down just a little bit. Okay, there we go. And then I'll glue this on top so that kind of sticks out behind it. Oh, where are we? Okay. I don't know how much I'm going to get done today, but I'm going to try to do as much as I can. All right, so this is going to go right on top here. All right, get the feathers out of the way. There's a little bit of glue seeping out, so I just want to make sure I get it all. All right, so I think we need some bling. I know that Jennifer wants me to use bling. I've got some. All right, so I'm going to cut these apart. Oh, that one just popped right off. Oh, those all popped right off. The adhesive must be old. All right, so we're going to get out some gem glue. And I'm going to get a little pair of tweezers. I'll turn these over if I can. Come on, there we go. Turn this one over. So I'm thinking maybe I'll put one, do it this way, come on, up here, maybe on the, right in the middle. Yeah, okay. So I'm going to put a little dot there. Probably need to clean the nozzle out. It's been sitting for a little while. There we go. Paper towel. clean my needle off. I always have these corsage pins near me. Okay, so I'm going to put a dot right about there. And maybe right there. And let's put one right here. There we go. This is just Gym Tack by Beacon. I made some altered ducks for a cruise, and that was the glue that was recommended to put little gemstones on the rubber. Okay. I hate using liquid glue like that because it usually doesn't dry very fast. So I'm just going to do the one side and let those dry. And then I'll do the others later. But I think you get the gist of it. Okay, so then we're... Oh, I thought I had it. Put that one right there. And the glue dries clear, so I got a little excess there, but I think it'll be okay. You kind of see those? Yeah, like little dewdrops, just kind of here and there. And so I'll add a couple on this side after the glue dries. But just so we can see our finished journal, you gotta get it started. Okay. Oh, I just knocked one off. See, that's why you gotta wait. You can't be impatient. Okay. I got glue on the rhinestone. I'm sure it's going to be dull now. Okay. So now that's as high up as it goes, so that when we put it in our pocket here, I'm being careful, it'll kind of stick up above everything else. So, but I'll let that glue dry, and then I've got just a little card. All right, did I glue this as a pocket all the way? I guess I did. I guess I glued that. Shut! I thought I only did the one side. Okay, so we'll pivot. I've got a little card here. That would be a little bit, but if I go this way. Okay, so I'm going to mark that. My marking skills. The feathers look awesome now. Okay, good. I'm glad you like the feathers now. I think that looks better now. Okay, good. All right, so I'm going to cut this. And then my little pocket, let's cut it to be, let's say 1.5 inches. Let's see if that fits. And then I can put this. I may need to help it with my tweezers. Okay. Yeah, that'll work. Okay, so let's make this like a little tag. I've got a little template I use. That might be fine for this one. Where are my scissors? See, I'm starting to get crap all over my desk again. All right, let's flip it over. I use an old gift card, and I just cut the corners off. And then that way when I want to make a tag, I have all these shapes that I can use as a guide, and they're consistent. All right, let's punch a hole in the top. There, so I punched a little hole at the top. And let's add some distress inks to that. Get this out of the way. Get a drink of water. Same thing happens perfectly. You got to clean it out. Yeah. Okay. Distress inks. I've got this rhinestone lying here, so I'm going to put it up there. I think this is going to be really cute. Okay, so this will go in here. Now, do we want to use a piece of fabric or do we want to use some of that gold ribbon? I'm thinking fabric. Oh, I've got this piece. I bet you this would work. And I might be able to cut it in half. Yes, okay. So I'm going to take this piece and cut it in half. And then I think, so it kind of gives that look of two-sided maybe? I don't know. Or do I want to do it this way? I guess I'm going to put them facing each other. And I'll poke that through the hole, and then there'll be 3 little pieces sticking out there like that. I'm just grabbing a scrap of some wax linen thread. And what I like to do is, if I'm using fibers or whatever, I can fold it into the, what is this called? The wax linen thread. And I don't really need to go dead center. What I need is to be able to get one side through, because I'm going to sew this. I'm going to take it to the sewing machine so that this knot, instead of tying it into a knot, you'll have this little flat piece right here. Does that make sense? So I'm just going to quickly do that. Sorry, no sewing cam. Ugh. Okay. So see, I just sew. Oh my goodness, my sewing machine has got a problem. I think it got what is that called? Where it wasn't threaded correctly? Because that was pretty wild. I shouldn't have done that. I'm rethreading the machine. Oh, missed. There we go. And I've got a scrap of fabric here. I'm going to... Well, okay, it seems to be working now. All right, let's do this one more time. Try to get some of those threads off of there. Okay. This is when it comes a problem. Oh, it's doing it again. All right, so I guess for whatever reason, it does not want to play today. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go with it. So we've got that little mound of thread there. I'm going to look here and get a piece of this gold. Just cut a little strip of it. Okay, I'm going to take a little piece of this and cut it. No, I'm going to try to feed it through the hole. That's what I'm going to do. Okay. Because I'm going to glue it into place. And that will help secure those stitches that aren't working, that I need to figure out what I've done to my sewing machine. All right. So kind of pull that through. It kind of pulls apart though. So I guess I'm just going to have to glue it down because it's just disintegrating. All right. I'm just going to do that. I'm just going to wad it up and glue it down. Yeah, I hate it when it does that. I need to play with it for a few minutes. And, you know, sometimes during the live is not the time to sit there and tear down the machine. It may be that my bobbin thread is out or almost out. And so that's what's causing the issue. That happens. Okay, so I'm going to kind of squeeze this on. Give it a moment. Okay. All right, I got to let that glue dry, but there's where we're at. And I think I can get away with grabbing one of these rhinestones. Come here. It's not, the mouth isn't big enough for this. Okay, there we go. I'm just pushing that into the glue that's there already. And then I'm going to flip this over. There's still a little bit of glue on the other side. Okay, and then I'll grab another one. Here's one. See if there's enough glue there. Yeah, it's even sticking to the desk. And I may have got a little glue right here, but it'll be all right. Oh, good, it's kind of right off. Thank you. Thank you very much. They kind of are. They kind of go from a blue to a green, kind of a purpley green fade. I made them myself. Okay, got it. So there. We fixed it. So it's glued. There are some stitches. And I think I'll put the black side out. How's that? All right, so all of this now, we can decorate this if we want, can fit into our top-loaded pocket here. So I'm just going to slide that down in for a moment. Oh yeah, that'll be good. I don't want to go all the way because there's glue still wet on the altered paper clip, but that looks pretty good, doesn't it? I finally finished my coffee. Okay, so we know that is pretty much done. I may stamp on here. I haven't decided yet, but I'm going to set it aside for a second. And then let's open this up. So this is a pocket here. This is going to be glued down to my journal page. I've got a couple of little elements here that we could use. I'm just kind of looking to see what I have left. I know there's some things in here. Like this is a real pretty image that if we had a pocket, we could put that in a journal card. I could do the same on that side. Do we want that much pockets? Because this is going to be here. And then this will come here. I don't know, maybe a couple of pockets. I've got a couple of these tall images that could be bookmarks. So if we were to put bookmarks behind those. Now, what do we want to use for the actual pocket? I've got this paper that I printed small. But what if I were to take this? Will it fit this way? It would fit that way. But I think if I cut this in half, that would be one side. And then that would be the other side. One over here and one over there. You like that? Okay. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay. All right. So I'm going to set this over here for a second. And I think what I want to do is cut this in half lengthwise. And I also want to cut it to be 5 1/4 inches wide, maybe less. Let's do 5 inches wide. Does that get me? Yes. Let's do 5 inches wide. And I may go ahead and back it. I've got this turquoise paper here. That might be kind of pretty. All right, so this is 5 inches wide. So I'm going to cut it at 2 1/2 inches. Make sure I got it straight. Okay. Move this for a moment. So those would fit on here. And I'm thinking, I don't know if I have enough of this paper, but what if we were to back it with that teal and then put that down. I think that would be pretty. And I'm using up scraps. I think that's what I'll do. Okay. So these pieces, I need to turn my paper cutter around, are 2.5 by 5 inches. So I need this to be probably 2.75. I kind of audition it by laying it here to see what the top and bottom would look like. So I'm going to do it 2.25. I'm going to do that twice. No, not 2.25, 2.75. 2.75. I don't know why I'm saying it that way. 2.75. And then I'll cut these two pieces at 5.25. Now, look, I have fewer scraps. All right, so then these pieces will go here and here. I think that's going to work. All right, I'm going to put some distress inks on these pieces, and then we'll glue them together. You like it? You like it? It's pretty? Yeah, there is something, and you're like, oh, I'm using that up. Look how little I have left. And I have lots and lots of scraps, and I have had these scraps for years and years and years. I used to, back when I sold greeting cards, I also sold some little framed artwork pieces. And what I would do is create a collage background using all the different papers. I would either do it by color scheme, like all pinks, all blues, all purples, all golds, or I would do it random where I just, whatever went down, went down. So it was kind of neat to use up those scraps that way. I may even have one here. Let me see. Is that it? No. I moved some stuff, so I thought it was here, but I don't think it is. Yeah. I don't see one right now, but I used to make all kinds of stuff, and I have all these scraps that I've saved because of that. Or I want to make it going that way. Okay, I think I'm liking this, so let's glue this, and I have a little scrap left over. Maybe we'll find a reason to use it, right? All right, so let's glue this piece down. This was just text weight paper, and I am gluing it to some cardstock. I don't know that I need to, I guess I could put gussets on these, but I don't know that I need them. We'll see here in just a moment. All right, I'm trying to get this lined up. Okay, smooth that out. So this piece would go here. So where our fold is, it's just inside. And even if I back this, because this is text weight paper, I can make it just slightly larger and still be within, I think, the edges. So I'm going to do the same thing over here. Isn't that pretty paper? No, you said discount store had some Peacock gift cards, but you didn't buy any. Well, and that's just it, Julie. You know, as you're out and about and you see something that you love, well, if it's within your budget, pick it up, you know. I collected a lot of this stuff for years, and I've had people give me things, and I'm like, it's been a lot of fun, and I'm really having fun saying, oh, I got this from so and so. Yeah, I couldn't remember to do it when you were there. All right, so I think again, when I put this down, even if I made this a little bit bigger, and if I just put glue to the edges, that would be pretty on there. So let's glue these down, and then we're going to back those cards. Good night, Francine. Thanks for coming by. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Have a good night. All right, let's glue this down. I'm just putting glue right at the edge. And I still have room to put something on the pocket too. All right, I like to make sure that I'm actually centered. So sometimes I'll fold my page back the other direction so I can get that centered on here. Okay. All right, let's flip this over and do it over here. And make sure I had it right side up. Or what I considered right side up. It's not necessarily, if you think it's right side up the other way, then that's fine with me. Okay, let's put that right here. And I'll smooth this out. I kind of like to make sure that they're even from kind of across, because you're going to see both sides. I could have stitched around those. Maybe I'll add another layer to it or something. It's making it thicker, I know, because this is becoming chunky, and then we haven't put our tag in, okay? So it's becoming chunky monkey, as we like to say. Now, I have these two squares, and I have this cardstock, and I could either make a folded card. I could make 2 folded cards, because those would fit in the pocket, and that would give us a lot more journaling space. Or I could just back this piece, and I think I'm going to do the folded card. So we need to figure out what size to make that. These are the same size, and they are both 4 1/4 square. So if I want to put this on here, and I want this to be at least 4 1/2. Let's see what kind of border that gives us. I think 4 1/2 is good. So I'm going to cut that. Slide this out of the way. And then I'm going to cut 4 1/2 again. Get rid of that piece. Then 4 1/2 times 2 is 9 inches. I'm going to cut these at 9 inches. I could save that flap, but I think what I'm going to do is cut it, and then that can become another journal card, a separate journal card, if we want. We can stamp it or decorate it or whatever. All right, so now I'm going to take these pieces and fold them in half. I just had my bone folder. Here it is. So then this would be glued on the front, and then this whole thing can fit in the pocket. What do you think? Do this one. Drink some more water. And I don't know that it really needs any other embellishment. I might put like a phrase or something on it later, but I think for now I'm just going to glue this down, and then we can add some distress inks to it. Thank you, Julie. Well, have I given y'all some ideas to think about, to try? If I can hurry, I will kind of stop because we know I'm going to make these into bookmarks to go in here. I don't think you need to see me do those right now. I'll do something with these two scraps. I think what I need to do is figure out a way to close this up so that it doesn't flop around in the journal. And I want to take a couple minutes to do that. We need to do the raffle. So if you haven't already joined the raffle for 200 junk bucks, and then we'll pick that winner here in just a moment. And I will start the raffle for the journal that Raven gave me to pass along to y'all. Okay. All right. So just for grins, I'm just kind of placing these items in here. I'm going to back these. So those are all going to be inside there. This is, okay, it's somewhat dry, but this piece is going to go here. Okay, kind of sticks out just a little bit. And this is all going to go in here. So when you come to this in the page, it'll kind of flap just a little bit. So I'm trying to think, what could we use to kind of close this on the page that doesn't take up a lot of room? I have a scrap of paper here, and I have some Velcro tabs. So what if I were to do something, let's just do this side because it's prettier, like this, where I fold that over like that, and there'd be a piece of Velcro behind here, and you would pop that, and then you could open this page up. I think that's what we're going to do. All right, so I'm going to back this onto a piece of, I got some blue paper here, so I'm just going to back it onto here. Yeah, let me trim it. Okay. Put this here. I think I'll just glue this down after I distress it real fast. Okay. So I'm going to glue this down to the edge here. I'm not going to worry about the back because the back's going to be covered up. But this way, the inside of the little flappy is decorated because it's going to have the blue paper here. All right, so I'll cut this piece off. All right, what I want to do now is I want to score this where it's going to be folded over my page. So I'm just putting in here and marking that. And I know it's going to have a little bit of bulk, so I don't want it to pop up all the time. So I'm going to slide it over and score it again. And that'll kind of give this little hinged piece here. All right, so now I'm going to cut this off right about there. Oh, that's a little not the way I wanted it. Okay. There we go. That's better. All right, so I'm going to take this and fold it, and then fold it again. So we kind of have this little piece here. Does that make sense now? I'll add some distress inks to it. Okay, so now this piece is going to go on here. And what I'm going to do is glue it on the back side, kind of positioning it where I want it. Let's see if we do this. Centered right about there. Okay. Get my glue going. So then this piece I'll just glue back here. All right, now when we flip this over and we've got this piece on the front, I have these self-adhesive Velcro dots. I think I got them at Dollar Tree or in the sewing department. All right, so that mine line up, I like to go ahead and hook them together. And I didn't mean to hook them that tight. Ah, dang it. I forgot that I have to do it lightly, not real hard, because you got to be able to pull them apart the first time. Okay, so I'm just going to barely put it on there. Okay. Now it's just barely on there. Hold that for just a second. Come on, don't come apart yet. And I'm going to put down a little dollop of glue. So I can take this and then just kind of barely kiss it to that. Now I'm going to take this piece, get rid of the gooey, stick that down. Don't come off. All right. And then fold this over and press. Ah, come on. Ah, okay. Had to finagle it a little bit. All right, so now those are lined up, and I'm just going to press them really hard so that the adhesive of the Velcro and the glue that I put down will make those stick. So now when that's here, here's your favorite sound, Julie. Yep, let's pick a winner. To catch your bucks, type exclamation point bucks. Like that. And you'll see how many you have. All right, let's pick a winner. The winner of 200 junk bucks is da-da-da-da! Raven! Congratulations! All right. Jennifer, could you write that down for me? And you can text it to me in the chat if you want. All right, so let's give away one journal made by Raven. All right, let's open that up. Okay, it's back here. I kind of showed it at the beginning. So what do you think? How did it turn out so far? I think it looks pretty good. I think we need to put some fibers on here. And then we got the Velcro piece here. I think I want to take this out of the pocket for the moment. So we have all these elements that we put. I may move this up here. There. And I may find some other stuff to put in here. But here's our altered paper clip that's two-sided. And I'll put some gemstones on that side. And then this little tag is kind of two-sided with some fibers on it. It sticks in here. The back side, I haven't done anything to. I think I may add some stamping in the corners. And that went into our pocket here. Oh, I forgot my journal card. This is a card that somebody gave me. And I love it because it's sparkly. Thank you! All right, this will go in here. And then this would go back here. And then this flips over, and we have pockets here that are going to hold these journal cards. And then I will put some paper behind those. Maybe, I don't know if I'll use this blue, but just for the gist of it, to get the idea, I'll back those so they can stick in here. And I've got these two little cards left over, and I'm kind of thinking maybe if I find another image, maybe I'll put them in the back like that. I don't know. I may have to put something in between those. And I may put something down here. I haven't decided yet. But that's the gist of it. And then this whole unit will be glued onto the back side. I think I got it upside down. I do. On the back side here. And because I went in from the edges, even though this is going to be the spine of the journal, you'll still be able to flip that open and get to the stuff in between. Does that make sense? That's what I think anyway. Thank you all for being here. You like that dark blue? Isn't that pretty? I've got a couple more pieces of that, so I'll have to see if I can find more that fit. All right, so this is a journal that Raven made. I kind of showed it at the beginning. She used a file folder. It looks like she used some wallpaper here, and she's got some different weights of paper, coffee dyed paper. This is look like a book page from like a encyclopedia about tigers. She has some sheet music. This is a little ABC book, Apple Blossom, Bird's Foot. Some out of the gardening here. She's got some papers just loose that you can choose to use. Coloring book page. Just kind of a nature themed a little bit with the flowers and whatnot. Yeah, thank you so much, Lee, for your donation. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I greatly appreciate you donating. I appreciate you supporting me. Y'all are amazing. Next week, I will... I'm trying to decide. Jennifer, should I go ahead and glue all the pieces on off camera? Or should I do them live, where I glue all those pieces down? And then I can start making the next journal. I'm going to have a journal insert. Think of this as a journal insert. So I'm going to make a journal similar in style that it's one signature. It's got multiple papers in it. That will go in between all of those pages that I have put together. Go this way? Yes, go this way. So I'm trying to decide how I want to do that. Well, thank you so very much. You're very kind. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right. Let's pick a winner of this journal from Rachel. I have got to get some things mailed out, so hopefully I can do that this week. What else? Next week we'll be back. We'll work on either the foundation pages. Okay, glue them down and live and add embellishments. Okay, gotcha. Because there's some things I want to add, I feel, after the fact. You know, we use some of those black rhinestones. Well, I may want to put some of those black rhinestones in other spots just to kind of bring it out. And I use some of the other rhinestones, and some of the pages may not have any. So that may be what I'll do, is I'll glue them live, and then we can go in and fuss them and kind of add some stuff to it. It'll also give me a little bit more time to think about the cover that I want to make. And then I've got a bunch of papers set aside to start with for making the actual Midori style journal that'll go between. Alrighty, let's pick a winner. And let me get my notepad so I can write their name and put it in the journal. All right, the winner of this little journal from Raven is Georgia. Congratulations. All right, so Georgia, here's what I need you to do. Type exclamation contact Jennifer, please. Go to that link. It takes you to my website. And what I need you to do is create a user account on my website if you don't already have one. Then send me a message through the contact me form at the top with your name on YouTube and your real life name, if those are different. And make sure that you added in your mailing address so I can mail this out to you. Hopefully you got all that instructions. You have an account? Okay, good. So as long as your mailing address is in there, then we're all good to go. I can send it to you. I just need you to send me a contact me form saying, hey, my name is Georgia Magnolia on YouTube, but my real life name is, and then that way I can put it all together. So congratulations. Alrighty, everybody. Well, that's it for today, I think. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope it kind of gave you some ideas of things you can try on your own to play with. Making some unique pockets and way to closure your page together. I don't know. I enjoy kind of spending some time with y'all. I hope you enjoyed it as well. Do something creative this week, whether it be just sit down for a few minutes and color something, or fussy cut a piece of paper, or make a tag, or make something elaborate. Just do a little bit of something and use what you have in making something. And if you do make something, share it in the Facebook group, the Friendly Junk Journal people. Go over there and share a photo and say, Linda said make something. I did. Here it is. Thank you so much, Jennifer. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So very kind. You're very welcome, Georgia. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Yay! Well, thank you, Raven, for donating the journal so I could pass them along to others. I may add a couple other goodies in there, too. Alrighty, y'all have an amazing week. Do something kind for somebody else, whether it just be, hey, I like your hair. I had a lady stop me this weekend and say, I really love your hair. And I said, well, that was really sweet. Thank you. You know, maybe hold the door for somebody, or wave somebody through in front of you. Spread a little bit of kindness, and who knows, maybe it'll catch fire. All right, y'all take care. Have lots of fun this next week. Love you lots. Bye, everybody.